Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Wisdom Seekers University. Today, we're going to get into nationality. So without further ado, let's do it. All right. Nationality. Nationality is the status of belonging to a particular nation. The status of belonging to a particular nation. Now, you guys know how I do. I like to actually look at what's being said and make my assessment based upon that. So it says it's the status of belonging to a particular, right, nation. Not all nations. A particular nation. And your nationality is only a status, right, that belongs to this particular nation. So a synonym for that, the synonym for that is citizenship, right? So when I think of citizenship, I automatically think about American U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen or whatever, right? So it's a citizenship. So it's telling me I ain't claiming the nationality of a U.S. citizen. All right, United States citizen. Now, what status do I have in this nation? Is what it makes me think, because it is a status, right? So now, let's look at the next definition. Distinctive, national, where's the archaic definition. And it means distinctive, national, or ethnic character. So it's a distinctive national or ethnic character. All right? The second definition is an ethnic group forming a part of one or more political nations, right? So it's an ethnic group that forms a part of one or more political nations. Right? So that means you can have many political nations. Okay? And you could be an ethnic group, right, that forms one of these political nations. So it can be one political nation that stands alone by itself, and then it can be many political nations that stands alone as themselves, or you can have many political nations under the umbrella of one political nation. Okay? And so now, this is dealing with an ethnic group, right? Because it says an ethnic group, right? An ethnic minority, a tribe, a clan, race, nation, and that's it, right? So now, we know for sure we're talking about an ethnic group. And an ethnic group is a synonym with ethnic minorities, a tribe, like Indian tribes, 12 tribes of the Bible, however tribes you want to look at, right? Tribal, okay? Then you have clans, like Indian clans, all that type of stuff, which same thing as tribe type of stuff, tribal type of stuff. And then you have Ku Klux Klan. Okay? So now we're talking about nationality. We're talking about an ethnic group, right? Forming a part of one or more political nations. So we're talking about a nation. Okay? Now, we also speak of race. So it can be based on race. Like my nation, my nationality is whatever race I am or claim to be, right? Or whatever nation I claim to be. So you could be a national by ethnic group, ethnic minority, by tribe, clan, race, nation, right? So now, let's click on ethnic group, since it says an ethnic group forming a part. Okay, let's check it out. An ethnic group is a community or population made up of people who share a common cultural background or descent. Okay? Now understand what it's saying. It says a community, right? You live in a community. You got a community, or you live in a community, right? Or population, right? You live in a population. You're a part of a population, right? That's why I'm saying made up of people, right? Who share what? A common cultural background. Now, if you're black, more than likely you share a common cultural background if you live in a certain area. Like if you live in the hood, you live in the ghetto, so to speak, right? You share a common cultural background. If you live in the suburbs or whatnot, same difference. They say or descent, right? You could be a branch of something else. And it does not necessarily have to be like race or by birth or by blood or anything like that. It can still be like a branch of something else. You understand? It can still be a branch. All right, so this is what we mean by ethnic group. It's a community or population made up of people who share a common cultural background. All right, so let's check out cultural right quick. We know what common means, like the same, basically, right? In this context. Cultural means relating to ideas, customs, and social behavior of a society. Okay? Okay, it's relating to what? Cultural is relating to ideas, customs, and social behavior of a society. Who is the society? The ethnic group. Okay? The people who have common goals and all that type of stuff. We're dealing with ethnic, we're dealing with racial, folk, societal, lifestyle. Okay? See, culture is like whatever lifestyle you're a part of. Culture also is relating to the arts and to intellectual achievements. Okay, arts and intellectual achievements. Okay, so it could be a descent from that. A descent from like ancient past times. Like, okay, these were these type of racial people that did this and did that, and you have a connection with it. As a descent, meaning that you get your information from it or whatever, like Jewish people. Like they're not Jews, they're Jewish. They follow a certain religion. You see? It's kind of like that. It's a branch. All right. So now we're talking about enlightening, we're talking about edifying, stuff like that, enriching, educational, civilizing, intellectual, artistic. Any of these things when we're talking about relating to the arts. Right? And we're talking about intellectual achievements. We're talking about educational, civilizing, enlightening, edifying, enriching, okay? Now, the origin of the word cultural means tillage. Okay, so tillage to me nearly sounds like till the ground. Okay, let's go ahead and look at it. Tillage. Okay, tillage is the preparation of land growing crops for growing crops. The preparation of land for growing crops, right? Land under cultivation, like tilling the ground. Like I was saying. Okay? So now that we understand that, let's go back. We were talking about tillager. The word cultural, right, in mid-19th century, it became cultural in the mid-19th century. But in Latin, right, it's from Latin, cultura, which means a cultivator, which means a tillager. You understand? So when they're saying cultural background, you know what I mean, they're talking about tillaging. You know what I mean? Said relating to ideas, cultural. So you could actually, you could till your mind. So when we're speaking of like the scriptures and stuff like that, and we're saying like a tiller of the land and things like that, it kind of make you, I don't want to go too left on y'all when it comes to that, but it make you rethink what's going on. You know what I mean? When we speak of cultural meaning tillage in its rudimentary essence, like coming from Latin, because this word culture comes from Latin, which means culture. Okay? So now, since we understand it all means about lifestyle and stuff like that, so it means like from the root, from the beginning, like the cultural, like where it started from. All right? So boom, let's go back. I don't want to spend too much time on that, because that's like a sidebar almost. All right, so let's get back on track so y'all can see where we're going with this. So we was on ethnic group, okay? Boom, so our cultural background, right? Ethnic group is a community or population made up of people who share a common cultural background or descent. All right? So now we was on nationality. Well, we had supposed to be on nationality, but some kind of way, I don't know how I got off of it. Oh, okay, let me see. Go back to nationality where I was at. All right. So we were talking about the status of belonging to a particular nation, right? Which is citizenship. We had ethnic, minority, tribe, clan, race, nation. All right. So now let's click on tribe, because we're gonna be killing a lot of birds with one stone, right? We're trying to see how we can actually form our own thing and all that legitimately, and everybody knows this. So, like, what we tripping on? You see what I'm saying? So now, tribe means a social division in a traditional society consisting of families or communities linked by social, economic, religious, or blood ties with a common culture and dialect, typically having a recognized leader. All right? Example they give is indigenous Indian tribes, right? So now we're talking about ethnic group again, people, race, nation, family, dynasty, house, dynasty, right? Clan, self, gens, folk, all right? So now, understanding this, it's telling us a tribe, right? Which is a nationality, okay? Is a social division in a traditional society, right? It's socially divided, right? Social distancing, okay? Socially divided, social division in a traditional society, like where everybody socialized together, right? Consisting of families or communities, like, right? All the neighborhoods and stuff. That is linked by social, right? Either by social, economic, religious, or blood ties. So it's linked by one of these. All right? Which we can find that we link socially, we link economically for the most part. Most black people link religiously, you know what I mean? And you know, blood ties is another deal. But that's just another way to be a tribe. So you can have a family tribe, you can have a community tribe, you know what I mean? You have a national tribe, you know, it's just right like that, right? So with a common culture and dialect, typically having a recognized leader.